Thank you for auditing the always positive new music review show hosted by a French professor who's had a fight with his daughter for like the last 5 or 6 years. You see, there's this band, this French-Canadian disco band, pop band, electro band that's just delightful. They're called Chromeo. You see their album behind me, still the definitive COVID album. So far, nothing has topped it. Maybe Charlie XCX is right there with it, but it's the great COVID album. And my daughter, for some reason, says that she doesn't like them. And maybe you think the same thing. So I'll say the same thing to you that I say to her. Yes, you do. You see, I made a graph to help you if you think more like that, okay? Let's pretend you're a disco lover. Let's pretend you're an early Michael Jackson enthusiast. We're talking Off the Wall and Thriller. And then let's say you're a Daft Punk fanatic. Is it possible, if you are those three things, that there's a band that can scratch all three of those itches? Well, for that, I have your answer. And that's your answer, okay? It's Chromeo. If you have all those itches, only one band can scratch them all at the same time. So my daughter loves Michael Jackson, Daft Punk, and she enjoys quite a bit of disco. So what is your excuse? She doesn't really have an excuse. She just says she doesn't like them. I will accept one excuse, one singular excuse. It's possible you don't like their lead singer. Now, I do. It's possible that you find his voice unappealing. But other than that, you have no excuse. I'm going to be doing a review of their new album, Adult Contemporary. It's going to be much quicker than most of my reviews. Listen, I did 2 reviews last week of lesser known artists. I got hundreds of views as opposed to thousands. I realized that I'm not helping artists with less presence by making longer videos. Even though I'm giving them more respect, I think I'm giving them less visibility. So I'm going to be a lot quicker. So why should you like Chromeo? Why should you listen to them? If you fit in that little space, then you should like Chromeo. But beyond that, more than Michael Jackson, more than most disco songs, more than Daft Punk, lyrically, they are a very edifying band. This album about COVID is the perfect combination of humor and cleverness. They just have this ridiculously clever way of writing that is both heartfelt and funny at the same time. Kind of self-effacing. They write about love, they write about life, and they write accurately. The album is called Adult Contemporary because they are now adults and they are talking about their contemporary problems. This might not be for you if you're young. If you're young and you're on dating apps and you're out and you're partying and you're having the time of your life, it might not be for you. But if you find yourself like in a full-time job, maybe with a girlfriend or boyfriend or a bae friend, and you've had a, long, like that might be it. Okay? We deserve music too. And that's what Chromeo allows you to do. While, of course, just making you dance your ever-living ass off. Okay, so I've been teaching my daughter, 18 months old, how to dance. This album, front to back, she grabs her stuffed animals and just dances the whole way through. I do have a pet love of this band because one of those guys apparently has been getting his doctorate at Columbia, which means he works with a guy named Pierre Force, who wrote maybe my favorite example of 17th century literary criticism. Just a beautiful work on Molière. So the idea that there is a musician out there who has worked with Pierre Force, that makes me laugh. That's not my sponsor, though. I have a new sponsor this week. It's called Tap Water from a Glass. Like, seriously, just not plastic and not like a ceramic mug. I just mean like go out, go to Goodwill, get a glass for like 50 cents and just have some tap water. It's you can't beat it. You can't beat it. You don't need to put flavors. You don't need to smell stuff. You don't need to spend any money at all for water. It's one of the free things they give us. I mean, virtually free. So just enjoy water from a glass, would you? Okay, now let's give me an example song. BTS. People always say, what the hell does that mean? You might think it stands for behind the scenes. That's what BTS often means. So I have a sesame seed. I had bagels. You ever have Montreal bagels, by the way? Very good. They're flat and weird. BTS does not stand for behind the scenes. It does not stand for the Korean pop band. It stands for, well, give me a second. I'll tell you. I'm building up suspense. That's what they do. This is the epitome of this album, adult contemporary. It's a cool, tight groove, very disco-like, but also with certain electronic overtones that puts you in that Daft Punk mode. Beautiful disco strings that get like paired with the synthesizers. I dare you, I double dog dare you, listen to the way the strings and the synthesizers go in this song and tell me this is not a great album. Go ahead. And the thing is, it's all built on a punchline, and that punchline is what BTS stands for. It stands for, well, one second, let me build up more expectation, because that's what they do. They make you wait for the punchline, because it's all about an adult relationship. And it's all about the way that free market capitalism poisons our mind. It poisons our mind entirely. Our lives are so mediated by consuming and by expectations that are set for us by companies that thrive on our dissatisfaction, okay? To the point where I am in my bedroom and the companies are in my bedroom. They are here. They are imposing their expectations, their vision of life. They have formatted my brain to expect certain things. And the main thing that the system does not want us to do is rest. They do not want us to rest. They want us to work. They want us to maximize. They want us to be on our grind set. But what if I told you sometimes there is a bump and grind set? That's not even on my notes. I came up with that off the dome. Have you smashed the like bucket yet? Have you put AVAA in the comments? That means awesome videos always. I will always heart those, okay? The bump and grind set. The reality is, expectations kill relationships. Any relationship, but especially romantic relationships. And when you are with somebody for an extended period of time, sorry, I thought I turned off my notifications. When you're with someone for a long time, you are less likely to have wild sex more than 5 times a week. Probably not more than 3 times a week. Probably not more than 1 time a week. Probably. You know, every couple's different. Maybe it'll be like, 3 times a week for 1 week and then nothing for 3 weeks or whatever. It's all different. But the feeling that happens is that you feel this sort of sense of loss, and you feel this sense that you should be doing something more. You should be more sexually active with your partner. You don't want to become like those people who don't have sex. You don't want to be like this. These expectations that are drilled into you about being productive and being young and being this and being that, when in reality is, sometimes rest is BTS. Sometimes it's better than sex. Oh, that's the punchline. Better than sex. Rest sometimes is better than sex. Does that make you uncomfortable? It makes me uncomfortable. It makes me uncomfortable because I want to say, no, that's not true. And you have to maintain. And obviously, any good relationship has to be sexually active, right? I'm not saying that, all rest all the time. But this is getting at a very deep truth. This is getting at something which has plagued me my entire adult life. This feeling of once you reach a certain point in a relationship, you just need to rest together. And that's what this song is about after a long week. Late stage capitalism is a curse. That's one of the lyrics of the song, talking about having to fill out W-2 forms. And when you have someone that you love and you care about, the same way I can't make these videos all the time. Sometimes I just gotta watch a YouTube video about why Everton is not doing well this season. Okay, I have to just hang around, watch a YouTube video about why hockey's goalie pads are now white instead of black. Okay, sometimes I just need to do that. I just need to relax with myself. And when you're in a relationship, sometimes it's better to just rest. So this thing that I fought against my whole life, the tendency to just sit down and just binge a TV show with someone that you love, this is a jam for you. To understand that those expectations are just bringing you down and making you miserable. But all the same time, dance party, it's better than sex. Great song, clever, funny, important. I'm going to go through the rest of the album stupid quick because you don't have enough attention to hear about a band you don't know about for more time. I Don't Need a New Girl, beautiful love song, sets the mood, first track on the album. Kind of 80s Hall & Oates style bop. At certain times, it might even sound a little Maroon 5-ish if they didn't suck, but then they bring on this great Michael Jackson Beat It style guitar that rules. Next track is Got It Good. Once again, we're in this beautiful place where we're talking about adult relationships. I Don't Need Another Girl, and then here we have Got It Good, where he says he graduated out of situationships. I'd never heard of situationships until one time, boom, it's better than, I was just watching I think it was a Khadijah video about modern relationships and why they suck. And it was about situationships. I don't know what it is, but it's this beautiful thing about people being jealous of this mature love. Beautiful fake out ending, very compressed, cool thing. Nice, like compressed and cool drum beat. This nice ending. The track Lost and Found, all about your exes being lame. It's a nice, cohesive album about love, about a mature kind of love. Then we get to the title track, BTS, which stands for Better Than Sex. Then we have Replacements, my least favorite track on the album. It appears 2 times. I don't dislike it. It's super well produced, but I don't like this. I don't even dislike the other vocalist, but it doesn't bring something to me that the rest of the album doesn't. Next track is called Lonesome Nights. Very cool, kind of daft, punky ballad. Personal effects. It feels sometimes their music, because it's dance music, right? So even though every song doesn't always jump out at you, that's good because that's not what dance music is necessarily supposed to do. It's supposed to allow you to dance. But they always, when you think they might be on autopilot, they do something crazy. Like on this song, they have this great bass groove. Next track is She Knows It, Personal Effects Part 2. Beautiful guitar work on this one, Ballad of the Insomniacs. It's a breakup song. It's a very understandable breakup song about this sort of the idea of 2 people broken up and not being able to sleep because they're both sad. A beautiful breakdown. If you're an insomniac, where's the party tonight? I love that question. A joyful, cheesy saxophone. Maybe my daughter doesn't like this band because they are so gleefully free. They're just free. They want to put on a solo, they will. Coda is a song that's short for codependent. Ooh, it's the other side of the better than sex thing. All these adult relationships, it's hard sometimes to figure out. You know, if you move past situationships, you move past the dating apps, your Bumbles and your Tinders and your Grinders, then maybe you end up in a relationship. Then maybe sometimes, oops, I did a codependent. That's a fun idea. Beautiful slap bass in the song. Words with You, ridiculously funky guitars at the end of the phrase, you know, cool, low, like funky clav synthesizers. Great horns, disco bass, sequence synthesizers, just so funky. A cut above, nice dafty blared synths, sort of a sequenced ballad, Friends and Lovers. This is actually more like Phoenix. It's like a Phoenix style song, but the lyrics are not like, you know, Blue and Purple Adagio. My pinky finger grows with grandiloquent pistachios, okay? It's not like that kind of Phoenix lyrics. It's an actual lyric about the difficulty of trying to be friends and lovers. I wrote a fake-ass dub reggae song once called Lovers and Friends. Don't look it up. It's not on the internet, thank God. Then Two of Us is Friends and Lovers Part 2. Great vocoder, killer sound. And that's the end of the album. There's a reprise of Replacements, but I like this sort of, again, daft punky vocoder at the end. So there you go. Just what a wonderful band. This album came out a couple weeks ago. You might be saying, Skye, why did you take so long to review it? That was a request of the Dr. and Mrs., my wife, because she loves this music so much that she didn't want me to review it, because once I review something, then I tend not to listen to it as much. But these Patreons give me money, which mean that I can buy this album should I choose to, which of course I'm going to choose to, because my wife loves listening to this album, because it's awesome. All right? So tell me, have you checked it out? Do you know Chromeo? Do you love Chromeo? Chromeo? There's the camera.